Go for it.
All right, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Jann Klose is here. The new album is called Surrender. If you like John Mayer, if you like Sting, if you like Paul McCartney, those are the influences I hear when I listen to your music. Surrender is the album. It's fantastic. And then even go back and check out other stuff. Fairweather Friend, one of my favorites. Pour the Champagne, which I personally think you were drunk as hell in that video. But Jann Klose is here, ladies and gentlemen. Fresh, right in the middle of his tour. He's going crazy. He's touring all over the place. He's busy, so we appreciate the time. Good to see you, pal.
Good to see you too, Tony.
You're awake. You're ready.
And Andy.
Yes. No, it's good to see you too. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm good.
I was just thinking that your album names could be put together and tell a very quick story. What was the Champagne one?
Well, Pour the Champagne is just the name of one of the songs. That's
okay, but
not the
Pour
name
the
of the album.
Champagne.
The new album is called Surrender.
No, I know. My Fairweather Friend.
Great tune.
Surrender. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like telling a story. Was that on purpose?
No.
He's like, what am I doing here?
All right, cool. I'll just let Tony talk now.
So, right off the bat, one of the first things I think about when talking to you is Pinball Wizard, because you played the Pinball Wizard in Tommy once.
Oh, cool.
I did.
Yeah, which just kicks ass, and I would love to see you rocking out the Pinball Wizard. So, I'm just telling you right now, put that into your set. Just throw it in there.
Do it.
I'll see what I can do.
We'll get him while he's tired. He's like,
right.
He's like, yes, just anything. Just stop talking to me.
I do want to give you a lot of credit because I got to tell you, man, Alicia Madison, and then I'm watching the Sugar My video. I mean, you got those gorgeous dancers. Like you're a smart man. You're using that rock star thing to get the gorgeous women.
The ladies.
Man, last night was like that. We had 40 dancers on stage with us.
Nice.
The show, and you know these they were like they're all girls and they were between the ages of I mean like 8 and 18.
All right, wait.
And there's no joke. I mean they were screaming in the hall in the theater. It was awesome, singing along. They knew they know all the words. It's wild.
Very cool.
That's
wild.
Great.
Yeah.
Good. That's and congratulations, by the way. I just saw just this morning. Surrender has hit over 100,000 streams.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Super cool.
Thank you.
But yeah, I'm just gonna say it again though. Alicia Madison. Oh my God, she's like she's one of those you drop what you're doing and your mouth just drops. You're like, oh my, she is beautiful.
I will let her know that you said that.
Oh.
You can also give her our number.
That's right.
That's cool too.
Yeah, she'll be blocking you in 10
Right. Yeah. Like, that's funny. I can't find her profile anymore. Wonder how that happened.
So and speaking of the Sugar My video, which love the songs. That's actually got to be one of my favorite songs that you've done. But the video is a little spooky there. What's going on in this thing?
Well, you know, it was that's good. That's the reaction that we wanted. You know, it is really sort of tells the story of these sort of two worlds. You know, the world where you're sort of blocked off and holding back and afraid and maybe confused, and the other side of that, you know, the open and free and like uninhibited sides of that we all have.
Sure.
So you know, and the song really is about weighing those two and sometimes not knowing which side you're on.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. And again, great tune. Now, and that song is on the new album, but the video came out, I want to say like almost a year ago, no?
Yeah.
So
it was a single release before.
Right. Okay. So, and I know with making this album, I know it was a little slow at first because of COVID, but still, I mean, but it still took a while for the album. I mean, it just came out, in March, right?
Yeah, the album just came out in March, yeah.
Yeah, so it took a while to get this album out. Tell us what went on there.
Yeah, look, you know, I mean, we had a lot of challenges making a record during the pandemic, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, the studios were closed. We couldn't go anywhere. So my producer, Marcus Dembinski, and I started making the record at home, right here. This is my home studio.
Oh, nice. Cool.
And his home studio in Manhattan. So we started mapping out the songs and arranging them and programming them. And then as soon as we were able to go into the studio, we added live instruments. But
Nice.
as we were doing that, we were starting to release singles because we wanted to keep the flow going
Right.
of music being released,
Good
of
idea.
so and the videos, I mean, like when we made that video, I mean, it was, the Sugar My video. We showed up there and going, okay, well, let's see who gets sick. you know, I
Nice.
mean, it was crazy, like, but
Right.
what are you going to do? You have to keep going. And, you know, um, I, I, I'm sure I could probably say that now because I think most people have picked up on the fact that the lockdowns did absolutely nothing.
Right. Yeah.
So, and at the same, so I was just like, let's forward, but it was hard to get everybody on the same page. And I can understand why there was a
Of
lot of
course.
panic and a lot of confusion.
Right.
So we did the best that we could do with with the cards that we were dealt. So everything took longer than I wanted,
Yeah.
and there was, but we were, everyone was telling us what to do. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, that was worse than the disease, quite honestly,
No, I agree.
but yeah, look, here we are. And the World Health Organization today announced that the pandemic is officially over. Okay,
Oh.
good.
Oh, I
I'm
didn't hear
glad.
that. Oh.
Thank you so much.
All right. So we can
Yeah.
we can sit a little closer.
Who?
Yeah.
We can start spitting each other's mouths again. That's my
Yummy.
favorite part of the
Oh,
show.
boys. Oh, you naughty,
It's
naughty
so sad
boys.
you're not here, Jan.
That's what we have
Everybody
planned.
loves
Yeah.
it.
Now,
Everybody loves it.
Now I'm really glad that we're on the Zoom call.
So, did you use that time? Was there any positives to making the album because of that? Like, were you able to work
Yeah.
more? Like, or
So,
yeah,
yeah, that's a great question,
Thanks.
Mr. Walker. Yeah, it really is. That's a great question, because we had to take a totally different approach because we really didn't have a choice. So, it's one of those things where you kind of have to deal with the cards that you're dealt and play that deck. And that's what we did. So I actually really enjoyed working on that one-on-one level, because when you're rehearsing with the band and you're arranging the songs with like 5, 6 people in the room, there's a lot more opinions going around,
sure,
right? So, but with me and Marcus by ourselves, I actually really enjoyed that because we work really well together and we have a lot of we can bounce off of each other really well. So in that smaller setting, it was actually I enjoyed working in that setting, and I think I would actually do it again that way.
Nice.
So you're basically hoping for another
Yeah.
pandemic, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. Without the pandemic.
So we'll put you down in the pro-pandemic column. Interesting take.
Yeah. Hey. You know. What can you say? What can you say?
Again, well, it's well done, and congratulations. I think it's a great album. And you're touring like crazy. You're like kind of nonstop. Even before all the craziness, like you're always working, acting, touring, recording. You're always doing something.
I like to work. I
Yeah,
like to work. I like being busy. I enjoy the work. I'm very lucky to do what I love to do.
sure.
And yeah, it does get tiring. We were just talking before we went on air. I woke up this morning and my voice was just like, whoosh.
Yeah,
So I did some, I work with singers and I coach voice, so I know what to do in those instances. And I just did some vocalizing and did what I had to do, and it's
nice.
coming back. I'm going to be okay for tonight for the show.
Yeah, because you're
Nice.
doing a private gig tonight, right?
Yes.
What can you tell us about this private gig?
Ooh, that's hot.
It's at a place. Well, it's at a movie studio. It's called Gigantic Studios. It's in
Ooh,
Manhattan, and yeah, they're closely involved with the Woodstock Film Festival, and
no,
they've all become friends of mine, and it's a
Cool.
really nice round of very creative people. Just very lots of creatives, lots of producers and actors and directors and lawyers and
ooh, that's a good thing. Yeah,
yeah, it's a nice mix.
cool.
But a lot of entertainment people and so forth. And And yeah, so we're doing Marcus and I doing a little duo set, a little acoustic duo set,
Cool.
and then just in prep for the album release show in New York, which is on Sunday at the Cutting Room.
Right. I was
So
about to bring that
that's
up. Cutting
yeah,
Room's such a great room, man. I love that place. One of my favorite
I do
places to
too.
see a show. Yeah.
I do too. You guys coming? Yes.
So
Oh,
it's
good.
Sunday. What time Sunday?
7 p.m.
I
Early
might.
show.
All right. Yeah, I might. Oh yeah. So what?
You might. What
People. It's
might?
open to the public.
Of course.
Oh, I didn't know that. So what
It's
are
an
the
album
chances?
release show. Yeah,
I'm
it's an
gonna
album
walk in. They're
release
gonna be like,
show. It's a
no, no,
party.
no. You're not on the list. Off you go.
Right.
We have specific orders that you're on the other list of people not to let in.
That's when you show your only one leg.
Oh, that's true.
And
I have one leg.
And then they'll let you.
They'll just feel pity for
right.
me.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Go
No,
in and
no,
listen
come
to the
on.
good music.
No, no, yes.
No, it's true.
Support the arts.
Oh, absolutely.
I got to pay the band.
I mean, yeah, maybe I might try and do that.
too.
And what is it? And what goes on? Do you play? Are you guys playing the whole album, or is the album itself playing over the speakers while you're
We're
hanging out?
playing. No, we're playing more than the album. It's a live show. It's a five-piece band,
Right.
Nice.
and special guest Randy Driscoll, who's a singer from Nashville,
Okay.
and she's going to open with a couple of songs, and then she's going to sit in with or sing with us. You know, she'll be
Nice.
our featured vocalist,
Cool.
and it's my band. It's, Marcus Dembinski on keys, guitar, electric guitar, music director. Pedro Mila on drums, who's a Brazilian drummer, is amazing. And Sam Weber, my longtime bassist, on bass, and myself. And we have a video show going on in the back. We have a screen,
Nice.
and it's the Cutting Room. It's Steve Walter and Chris Noth owns it.
Right.
Oh,
Yep.
cool.
Not the
cool.
the
Yeah.
actor Chris Noth.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so you never know. Like you never know who's going to show up there. It's kind of a hang. And then afterwards, we're going to have a little party afterwards, right out
Nice.
front at the bar. So it's going to be a nice situation. There's a lot of interesting
cool.
people will be there. As far as if everybody comes that told me they were coming, then
Right.
we're gonna have an interesting crowd.
Maybe I'll try and get Frank Walker to come with me. Maybe I'll
Oh yeah,
try and drag him
I
out.
love that. I love that guy.
Oh, you're the one. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So you mentioned before coaching, and yeah, I have it here that you've actually taught master classes at a lot of renowned schools, including the LIPA, the Liverpool Institute of the Performing Arts. Have you ever met McCartney?
No, but I saw him live at Madison Square Garden.
Oh,
Right,
cool,
because
cool.
that's his school. That's why I
Oh, is
asked
it?
that. He
Yeah, he's one of the founders.
Yeah. So I didn't
Yeah.
know if maybe you met him and you had some insights on him. But you have worked with people like John Oates and Roger McGuinn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have any those guys were they instrumental in any way in helping you move along? To give you any great advice or anything, or were they just dicks?
I think it was yeah. I mean, a little bit of both. I mean, um, McGuinn was very quiet. He was very shy guy. Doesn't talk much.
Yeah,
He's
I've heard
kinda-
that. Yeah.
He's very chill. He just kind of very very sweet, very nice, very friendly, very polite. But not a conversationalist per se. But a beautiful voice. I mean, and still sounds like that. I mean,
Yes.
when I sung with him, it was a long time ago now, but that was a Martin guitar event
Oh,
that I
okay.
sang at, and it was him and Roseanne Cash and Marty Stewart
Oh,
and
nice.
John Leventhal, Roseanne's husband,
Hmm.
Tom Bresh. That was a cool gig, and yeah, I mean, his voice is just a beautiful, beautiful instrument,
Yeah.
and
Nobody plays
very
a 12.
very nice guy.
And nobody plays a 12 string like he does.
Yeah, I mean, he made it famous with the Byrds, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
His band with Crosby was in that band too, David Crosby.
Right, yeah.
Right before Crosby still was in
That's
that.
right. Yeah.
And yeah, Oates is cool. He's very very laid back muso type, very nice man, very knowledgeable about music and music history. He's kind of a musicologist, He's
Oh,
a
no
smart
kidding.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a funny story. So when I opened for him at the City Winery in Chicago, It's also several years ago now, but I think I might be doing another gig with him because I was just asked to do an event in Ohio, and he might be part of that. I'm not allowed to say that yet, but I might be
We won't
speaking
tell
there,
anybody.
Yeah, don't worry.
which would be cool. Yeah, no, this is not live, is it?
No.
Anyway, no one's ever going to watch this.
Right. That was my point. That's
Except
why I said
us.
don't. That's why I said don't worry. But I didn't want to make you feel like you
It's just
wasted.
us anyway, man.
He's like, I
Yeah.
went through all that fucking vocal shit just to not have anybody hear me
guys have,
talk
like, a
about
real
things I'm not supposed to
studio.
talk about.
It's like it's like a real studio. It looks really pro.
Oh,
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah,
no, no. It's a joke. Like,
We're at Governor's Comedy Club. This is
Right.
one of the premier comedy clubs in the whole country.
Yeah.
We got to get you here one of these days
love
to
it.
hang out and
Yeah, sure.
have
I'd
some
love
laughs,
to.
man.
I would love to, man.
Yeah.
So so talk about a laugh. So Oates. So I meet with him before his set, and or was it I don't remember. Anyway, I arrived and I was like I'd also been on the road for a while and I was a little under the weather. And and we just hung out for a minute and talked to because I'd sat in with him at the end with his band at the end of his set.
Right.
So he was like, let's do a song together at the end. You can come up for vocals, do the Daryl Hall vocal, um, and I was like, yeah, man, totally. I was like super excited about it. And but I actually was under the weather, and I was like, damn, it's like it sucks getting sick on the road, because it
bet.
affects as singers, it sucks because it affects your voice. It's
Right.
the worst possible thing that can happen. But it is what it is, like there's not much you could do about it. You just have to take care of yourself. So he was like, oh, so how was it? How was your? And I said, well, the first couple songs were rough, and then the adrenaline kicked in, and I was okay for the rest of the show.
Nice.
And he said, oh, adrenaline, I remember that.
Wow.
Is he still rocking the stash?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
as a man with
The
a
stash,
mustache,
Man with a mustache.
I
Yeah.
appreciate
Yeah,
John Oates is one of my influences.
He did shave it for a while. He didn't look right.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he just
He
needed
looked
it back.
like Gary Delabate from the Howard Stern
Howard
show.
Stern.
Yeah, no, he was cool. He was a cool guy.
All right, so gonna let you go in a second. I just wanted to ask one a serious question. Again, don't forget the cutting room tomorrow night. A serious question though. What's your take on like selling your music? Because I know the streaming services don't. They hardly pay a thing. And
Serious question. Isn't this supposed to be a comedy show?
We'll make fun of it later.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, after we're done, we'll make fun of you somehow.
This
We'll
is
find
just the
something.
groundwork.
Yes, please. I am German, so it's wide
Exactly.
open there.
I have, Andy's probably sick of me bringing it up, but I have a friend in England. His name is Elio Pace. He tours all over England, and he's getting around Europe a little bit. He does a Billy Joel show.
Great guy.
Yeah, and he's done the same thing with his original music. He's pulled all of his music off, even streaming services. He's pulled it off. He just sells off of his website, and obviously he's not selling as much because he's not on the streaming services. But he's making probably a little bit more money because he's getting a bigger
of it,
percentage,
right.
or if not all of it, right? So.
Yeah,
And I know
it's
you're
a great
still
question.
Yeah, because you're still big on selling your CDs too. I know you autographed them.
Oh, yeah.
So is that kind of the thinking that you're trying to make more money? Is streaming like killing you? Like what do you
No.
what's your take?
No, I don't look. When I started in the business, the internet was already there, and we already had iTunes. It was already all there,
Yeah.
So it was like I kind of remember what it was like before, and I remember seeing when you remember Napster.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so like when Napster came up, I had just moved to New York and I was on tour with Jekyll and Hyde, the Broadway,
Yeah.
and Napster, and I was like, oh, this is great! I get access to all this music, and it's free, yay!
Right.
Like I remember thinking that. Little did I know that it would, destroy the business completely.
Yeah.
At least the merchandising part. But the irony is coming up. So I checked if I maybe one of my songs is on there. I just started recording. I just started releasing records,
Mm-hmm.
and I found one of my songs on Napster, and I was like, damn, it's over.
Yeah.
Just as I'm beginning, it's
Right.
over. And so I immediately adjusted to that, and I just accepted it for what it is, because there's really nothing that you could do about it.
Good point. Right. Yeah.
You can't force people to buy something that's free,
Right.
except for if you make it special. And you have, like, vinyl is the biggest irony. Like with Surrender, I don't have a vinyl handy here at the moment, unfortunately, to hold up and show you, but
There's actually right
oh
on
yeah, I
ours.
see it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's there. They can see
Somewhere.
it over there.
So there it is. Yeah. So we did vinyl, and they're selling like hotcakes.
Yep,
We sold so many. Like we did a limited pressing. We're almost out of it.
that's great.
Wow, nice.
So it's totally surprising. I think people buy the vinyl even if they don't have a record player. They just buy it
Right.
because they want to have like a specialty item.
Right,
And the vinyl's selling faster than CDs.
that's great. Wow.
So, but yeah, as far as streaming, no, I wouldn't. Why would I not allow access to that? I get it. Like, I get the political aspect of that, but it doesn't mean anything to someone like me. It's not a statement if I pull my music off of streaming services. What's that going to say? What's that going to do?
Well, and I
You
guess,
know?
and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the music business, any band, always made the bulk of their money from touring anyway, right? Or am I
That's
wrong?
correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like the biggest thing we worry about is how do we get people into seats?
Right.
How do we sell tickets to the show?
Yep.
How do we make it a special event that people will enjoy and want to come to and travel to? Because it's a lot of energy to go to a show, and you have
Right.
to spend money, and you have to leave your kids or get a babysitter or bring the kids or.
Right. Which is why
So
you'll be.
so
Which is why the cutting room you'll be naked for the whole set.
I won't, but later on when I go home,
I love that. That sounded like a question. I won't.
All right. So yeah. So I'm gonna let you
I
go.
wanted to dispel those rumors right away.
Get out ahead of this.
He's gonna go on the internet. We'll be like,
Right.
good. We got exposure. All right. So I'm gonna let you go. I want you to rest
Yeah,
your voice.
I
You
gotta
got
go.
gigs. You got stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you, yes.
And all the best. And yeah, one of these days we would love to get you in here. And I am gonna try and get there Sunday. I hope to. So
Let me know.
I will.
Let me know.
I will. Thank you so much for your time.
Guys,
all
Kill
the
it,
best
man.
with Surrender.
Bravo, that was a lot of fun.
And hope to talk again sometime.
You got it. Anytime.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Bye, kids.
All right.